Howdy, y'all. My name's Emilio, and I will be responding to the fourth debate topic for PS 364. The debate topic itself is whether or not the assassination of Soleimani is beneficial for American national security, especially policy in the Middle East. And I will be taking the stance that the assassination was not beneficial for our security approaches in the Middle East for a few reasons. Now, before launching into whether or not it really was beneficial or not, just quick background facts. Soleimani was a top Iranian general who worked within their intelligence as well as within their military, who has also been accused by the United States of not conducting but training and supplying terrorists within Iraq for conducting strikes against the United States and their forces there. And they have therefore branded him as a terrorist combatant. Now, President Trump ordered this strike against him. It was a unmanned Predator drone strike that took out his convoy, leaving the airport along with a few other individuals. That has led to increased tension within the region. Now, I believe that the strike was not beneficial due to the fact that it was a part of a series of escalating incidents that led to a missile strike on United States forces, leading to a fair deal of injury on the base, despite what the administration had initially said. So clearly there was retaliation showing that it was not necessarily that beneficial for our own national security, as the exact event led to a strike short term. Now, looking long term, I also don't believe it would be beneficial for our national security, because while you could make the argument that you are taking a dangerous asset out of the game by assassinating a top Iranian general, at the same time, this sets a very dangerous precedent that the United States is willing to act unilaterally and conducts strikes against important individuals that, according to some countries, would not be warranted. So the equivalent of having Soleimani killed by a drone strike to Iran would be is if Iran or Russia or China had conducted a strike that killed one of our own top intelligence officials. This is a very dangerous thing because this is clearly a inciting incident that could lead to increased tensions and perception of threat. Now, if we are trying to negotiate a peaceful process with Iran, which originally we were, and we were making some significant progress, then conducting a strike and killing a very important figure, especially to the people of Iran, is really not beneficial because it just antagonizes them. The people of Iran, whether or not they were opening up to United States negotiation, would most certainly be opposed to it now that we have killed someone and created effectively a martyr in the nation. Because by striking him, it would create the appearance that the United States is no longer invested in the peace process, therefore hurting interest in the region long term. It also sets a very dangerous precedent in the sense that if you're willing to strike a top general in a time of peace where we are not directly in conflict with the nation itself, because you have branded him a terrorist, then that sets the dangerous precedent of whether or not wartime is actually necessary for this strike. Now, not only was the killing of Soleimani very damaging in terms of our relationship with Iran, but it also just created a much wider instability in the area. United States diplomats and embassies were told to evacuate from Iraq as well, and Israel was also put on full alert for attacks for the next while. So clearly, while it didn't lead to out-and-out conflict, it was very close to doing so, as well as just creating much wider instability in the region for a significant amount of time. And I believe that that is very damaging to our national security prospects within the general area there as well, due to the fact that if we were to conduct such a strike, then we have to be paying for it long term and short term. So while obviously I don't have access to all the intelligence that led to the decision making the strike, I believe that if two previous presidents had actually passed up on the strike, I think there was a good amount of intelligence that would suggest that it was not an advantageous move. Now, whether or not he was in the process of planning attacks on American soldiers, citizens, and allies is yet to be shown through intelligence that is supposedly held but not released. That being said, I still don't believe it was beneficial for our own security policy.